You're muted. Can you unmute and make sure we can hear you?
Paul, all we can see is Hank Hill. We can't see you. I'm just kidding.
He's supervising my job today.
Okay, you're sounding good, sir.
Okay, good.
Yes, all right, we'll take the roll. Paul Cash,
Present.
Gordon,
Here.
Terry McCulley.
Here.
And Paul and Brooke, if you didn't hear, Damon let us know that he was not going to be able to be with us today. David Remy.
Here.
Drew Kraft.
Here.
Brooke Tharp.
Here.
Okay. Do want to let you all know that Mr. Charlie Bolton, if we find ourselves astray in any legal way, he is going to be our guide and possibly from here on out. We have.
The AG no longer performing your legal services.
Okay, so, in the past, we've always had a liaison. Lacey Kirshner was our last one, but that has been brought in-house. And so it'll be really a good deal for us. Charlie's he's got a lot on his plate right now, but hopefully he'll be able to be our liaison going forward for the foreseeable future. So wanted to let everybody know that.
And any rules that you'll have will just go through normal rulemaking process with E&E legal review.
Okay.
So same thing.
Okay. Very good. Thank you, Larry.
Okay, with that being said, call the meeting to order. And Mr. Director, can you do the reading of the minute, or I'm sorry, reading of the minutes or a motion to dispense and approve? Need a motion?
I move that we dispense the reading of the minutes. I'll say it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Number 6 here, let's see, no class 1 permits. Director, can you go over any new class 2 through class 10 permits, as well as any territory expansions that were issued since our last board meeting?
Absolutely. Class 3, we have Jesse James Junction RV out of Omaha, Arkansas. Nature Market and RV Park out of Southside, Arkansas. That's just outside of Batesville. Wendell, is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Acorns Home Center out of Eureka, Class 3. Blue Compass RV out of Gassville, Class 3. Harrison RV out of Harrison, Class 3. Camping World, Class 3 out of Van Buren. JA Farms Feed and Mercantile, a Class 3 out of Bismarck. Tractor Supply opened in another location in Ozark, Class 3. And then we received an application for a Class 2 Superior Energy Systems out of Columbia Station, Ohio. That's all the applications that we received since our last board meeting that we've issued. Territory expansions, River Valley requested Conway County and Perry County. Danmar has requested Woodruff County. Anderson out of Bergman, Pope County. Cossatot Propane, Polk County. Sungas, Boone County. LaFerries has requested Franklin County, Logan County, and Sebastian County to be added to their permit. And Suburban Propane out of Malvern has asked for Calhoun, Hempstead, and Nevada to be added. And since our last board meeting, those are the only takeaways. No, we don't need a motion on anything for that. That's just a requirement to let you all know what has transpired.
All right. Are there any other matters to come before the board? Moving forward, I'd like to turn the meeting over to Kevin, Director. Comments?
Slide to that, your piece of paper right there. Thanks. Want to go over the financial report. If you've got that in your packet, and I'm not displaying this up on the screen today. So if you've got that, you can look in for the financial report and you can see it broken out by the months there, the expenses. Just want to remind everybody that the appropriation was 625,000, 80,000 of that was capital. Through November, our expenses have been $223,305. The revenue has been $196,874,000. Now, that is inflated because we had our insurance check that was deposited. And that's the only, yeah, $27,000. So that really wasn't generated revenue. That was the way that we had to work that. And then the past comparison, you can see the expenses were 197,835 and the revenue was 270,000. And you can see if you pulled that 27,000 out of there, that would drop the revenue through November, down to around 160, something like that, which is getting close to 100 grand or more than the same revenue last year. And so what that means is the vote that you all took to dispense with inspection fees and registration fees, that money, the difference in that within, just a few percentage, because we're pretty consistent, is what's been returned to the industry so far. So it's roughly $110,000 that this board has returned to the industry because of the decision that you all have made. I think that's a good thing. Are there any questions concerning our expenses or our revenues? Okay, then, Mr. Chair, I would like a motion to accept.
Yeah. I'd like to ask a motion to accept the financial report. I'll move.
Second, Paul Cash.
All right, a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay. Would like to appreciate that. Would like to let you all know just some updates on the facilities here. The last time we went, we spoke about the 80,000 and what we were going to use it for was to start replacing these HVAC units out here. We're going to go with heat pumps with gas backup. And we received 3 quotes. We're going to start replacing those tomorrow, right, Chrissy? And we're going to do 3 units this year, and then we'll come back and we'll finish it up next year. The total outlay for that is going to be around 43,000 to get that done. And I hope that we're going to see a significant savings on the gas side and on the electric side by doing that. We have just recently put into place a process whereby we are now scanning 100% of the 61s. 100% of them coming in, right, Keisha? Not 100% of the 61s that we have.
Right.
Right. But we have started digitizing those. We're taking advantage of something that E&E offered. It's called DocuWare. And so we can quickly, and then our filing will drop to nothing. And we'll be able to receive those in, scan them, keep that as the legal document, and then we can get rid of the others. We've also had our little programmer come in and work a little magic, and now we're able to also scan in all of our customer documents, our renewals, any other documents, communications that we would have with customers. We're able to scan that and then hold that electronically. And so we'll be able to then get rid of all that filing. And once we are assured and that's seamless and it's going well and we know what we're doing and it's protected and all that good stuff, then we can look at what we have from 1960 that's in that back room and try to get something done there. The things that we don't need anymore, we can pay to destroy and get out of here. The other things we can have somebody come in and start scanning those, and then eventually we'll be able to free that up, and that's the goal. And so right now, if somebody calls and they give a request for a 61, it is, it's not a huge ordeal, but it's not easy to go back there and find a specific 61. We'll be able to search that and pull it up and email it, very easily. So there'll be a lot of efficiencies on the backside of it going forward. And so we're moving ahead with that. And then we've started the discussion about, we've been talking about electronic pay, people being able to to take credit cards over the phone. And we're getting closer to that. Since Chrissy has joined us and she is facile with that in the past jobs that she's had. And I don't, realistically, this could be a possibility before the end of the summer, next summer. That would be fair, I
After
think.
renewals, I'm on it.
Yeah, yeah, we got to get through renewals. And speaking of renewals, we typically handle somewhere around 550 a year. So far, we have put 268 in and back out. And so, you know, we're a little over halfway done, which I don't know how that, Keisha, what would you say? We're about where we usually are?
Now that we have personnel, yes, we are right where we used to be.
Okay. Okay, it does, so that's all that I had to share with you all at this time. Does anybody have any questions or?
Well, with the credit card processing, I would imagine you just would charge extra when someone wants to use a credit card, we just charge that extra fee.
There's a quasi government private company. What's the name of that? The network, INA. And they come in and set it up and then they charge per transaction.
Right.
And that would be something that we would not eat. We would charge that.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
On the backside.
Yeah, we need to.
And recoup that as an agency. And I'm not sure exactly what that is. I'm thinking it's probably 3%, something like that.
It's 3%.
3%, Larry?
It's not bad.
We're with the top maximum.
Yeah, I
Okay,
think it caps out at like 10,000. Like if
Yeah.
it's over 10,000, it drops down to like, it won't go
Right.
more.
Yeah.
And then e-check, I think, is a little less.
Yeah.
okay. But you know, that's probably, even since I started in 2016, that's probably been the number one request that I've had.
Yeah.
It's just. that's
Makes it a
what-
lot easier.
Yeah, that's what people do, you know? And on our class ones and, you know, it's one thing if we have a set fee for a permit and then that's all it is. That's easy. But our renewals are not like that. You all have employees that come and go. You know, when the certifications are paid for, the renewals for the certification are paid for the same time as you get your permit. And so we really need to sit down and make sure the procedure is right. And so I think it's going to happen something like this. You all will submit your renewal and then we'll go through it, make sure that everything is right. And then let you know, we'll invoice and then that invoice will be hanging out there and then we'll communicate and say, you can go take care of your invoice. And to me, that's the way that it will need to be done, especially when it comes to class pipes, because, you know, we got to make sure that we've got VKs and all this information. And so much of the time we find out, oh, I didn't want to get a decal for that trailer. Well, it's on your renewal. And so now the check's wrong, you know, and it just takes time. So I think just making sure that the procedure is right on the front end, then from there, it should be fairly simple. And then, you know, we do have a lot of things that never change, like if the board votes to put inspection fees back in place, well, it's $35 for a bulk storage. The inspectors go out, we generate the invoice, and then the permit holder would be able to log on at any time they wanted to, go in, pick the invoices they want to pay and take care of that. You know, we know those are proper, they'll already be there. And so I think it'll work like that.
All right.
Hey, Kevin,
Yes,
just
sir.
so you know, basically before I forget, when you do get around to looking at scanning in your older documents
Right?
and you want to hire that out for a service, DocuWare does that also. We've used them, so we have a contract setup that we can do with them.
Okay.
But since they scan and using their own software, it makes it go extremely efficient. And the coding then is accurate. If you get a third party to do the coding, sometimes they don't code it the way you would want.
Okay.
So in your planning, just let me know that. DocuWare will do it.
So they will send people, in-house?
Yeah.
And set up and do that?
Yeah, we've even mailed them boxes of, files to, scan. They came in-house, picked them up. It's all how you want to set it up.
Okay.
But just let me know when you want to do that, because that's an easy way and it's efficient.
Okay. Yeah, that would be easy enough. Thank you.
Okay. Any more thought on electronic 61 and 62s?
No, not really, Jerry. No, I mean, just since the last time you asked me, I haven't thought about it. But, you know, I told you, we got a request from, well, I know, if they give us a request to provide?
We talked about it. I don't know if they formally did or not.
I don't think I ever got a formal request to provide the document setup. So, you know, that's something that we now can rely on some our IT from E&E to get involved and help with that.
Save on paper.
You know, as long as, I don't know that it really matters if the document is structured the same, as long as the same information is on every document.
Wouldn't be hard to, the document we have though, to just put it digital or electronic.
Can't you just do it in DocuSign?
Well, that's the other thing. We require that the customer sign, you know, the 61 is a protection for the consumer.
Right.
And we require them to acknowledge that, yes, I've witnessed this, and then they sign.
We have a tablet, the one last, I know a lot of other people.
So they
can sign right there. And
you all are using a tablet.
Yep, and then you could shoot it straight to Keisha, I mean, it's,
You don't even have to
Done.
scan anything.
that's it. She just, and that's why I was asking. Just trying to help her out.
That would be doable.
Yeah. And so we would, you know, I don't like the idea of like an unfunded mandate type deal where a state agency says, we are not going to print these anymore. You're going to have to go to electronic.
Yeah, we do both of that because we have, the oil and gas commission, we have folks who will only work in paper format.
Sure.
Okay,
And then we have folks who would love the digital format.
right.
So we still do both just to satisfy both parties.
Okay, and I think that's the right thing to do.
Our hope is over time,
Yes, and that way you
the
can.
paper people go.
Right. But that would make it a lot easier too. Hey, PC, do you know if Gresham has talked about any kind of digital collection?
Well, we've been working with Vertrax. That's who we're using in the truck. And I'd tell you the truth, Kevin, I think we were further along years ago with what we were doing than what these guys are doing. So
Is that right? Okay.
Short answer is yes, we're working on it.
Okay. You know, and that's probably something that we need to elevate on the list. Because I think it might have been LaFerry's. That company that bought LaFerry's, Cleveland, out of Oklahoma. I think that
I think that is right.
that wasn't somebody we heard the last time and was,
We heard that conversation.
yes, I think that's who it was. And they're asking for this. And so it's out there. And it really wouldn't be really difficult. You know, you look at we would need to do that with 61s and 62s. Of course, all of our inspections are already being generated electronically. Well, I say that they're being turned into a PDF and then emailed electronically. That data is still then inside the PDF when we get it. And Larry,
We have an inspection report that oil and gas uses. The inspector's data, all the check marks on their form, it goes right into the database real time.
okay,
And so the PDF was never created.
right.
It just goes right into the database.
So you're actually storing the data itself, right? But
That system exists.
but I'm assuming that you're doing that. That's either a custom or a canned piece of software that you all are utilizing to do that.
We build it, that's our, we own it
Okay, so
ourselves.
it's custom.
Yeah, I've given it to mining and they're using it. We just give it to you also.
Okay.
So it's already well well implemented through oil and gas commission, the mining programs. So it would be easy to do what you're talking about.
But your permit, you don't have a document that your permit holders are required to submit on a regular basis. Sure. This is what your inspectors do.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, electronic filing of permitting is something we're working on too, but our biggest hurdle is, I would say, the majority of our operators still like paper. So
Okay.
we have the system set up to go complete electronic permit application, where you file online, pay online. But there's folks who just
They don't want to do that.
still like to send in a paper form.
Now, I think that when it comes to permitting, I think we would not have any problem with the majority, the overwhelming majority would like to, go online, log on to our, and then run a card. And-
Yeah, that's what all those pieces exist already.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, within E&E,
Okay.
you could use.
Very good. All right. Continue.
All right. Any more additional items I'd like to add?
Yeah, I got something else before, if you're ready to. Are you fixing to wrap it up? Oh, no, okay. I was just talking about the electronic document conversation, sorry. Okay, so this is of course, you all know this is the last board meeting for the calendar year. And we roll over, and in January, we've got Drew and Brooke, their term is up, and they have both shown a desire to continue to serve a second term. And in light of that, do we have a motion from anybody?
I move.
Second.
Well, what's the motion? You gotta make the motion.
Yeah, I thought you made it.
Actually, Paul was.
No.
Paul, would you like to make a motion?
Yeah, I got to entertain the motion.
Yeah, hold on just a second.
Okay,
I'd like to make a motion for the board to accept Brooke Thorpe and Drew Kraft, whose terms expire on, was it the 14th of 24?
correct.
That we would accept them for a second term.
Well, actually, to ask for a consideration letter to be sent to the governor, Paul.
Okay.
It'll be her choice.
Would like a consideration letter from the governor concerning those two applicants.
Second? Do I have a second? Second. Okay. All right. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Very good. We'll get that done, and then I will send that to the secretary, and then the secretary will then send that over to the governor for consideration for reappointment. And Gordon, this is the Cunningham plat.
Yeah.
You hit me over the head with the gavel.
Yeah, all right. So this will be the last time that Gordon will chair the meeting. And so we want to give this to him. Gordon Cunningham, Chairman of the Board 2023, and recognition of your leadership and service to the Arkansas Petroleum Gas Board. So
Thank you very much.
thank you for your service. Congratulations.
Thank you, Gordon.
All right. Now, so starting in March, at our March meeting, then we need to put in place a chair and a vice chair for the upcoming year. And we made a decision a few years ago to go in order. And so now it'll be Terry McCulley, who is serving as the vice chair. He will step up to serve as chair. And then Drew Kraft will serve as vice chair for 2024. And it'd be good to put that in a motion.
I'd like to entertain a motion that we, let's see how to put this in words. We, Terry McCauley, our next president or chair for the LP Gas Board, Arkansas LP Gas Board, along with President-elect Drew Kraft. Do I have a motion?
I move that they be accepted.
Second.
All cash, all right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
And with that, I think that we have covered what
All right.
I had done.
Motion to adjourn.
Well,
Second.
he's the chair. He's asking for a motion.
Motion.
I move we adjourn.
Yeah.
All right, Ms. Brooke. Thank you for taking the time to be with us from Louisville. I hope you have safe travels back. And did PC already jump off? I
He
guess Hank said
adjourned.
it's time to go. They roll. All right. Thank you, Brooke.
Thanks. Thanks, everyone.